Hi, I'm Ted. Welcome to River Channel. Here we explore the world of river recreation. So glad you joined us. Today is part of a series where we look at handling different features on the Penobscot River. And today, Maddie's going to show us how to catch that surf at third drop. So if you like this video, please click the like, hit the subscribe button, and post comments down below. What strategies might you use, questions for us, and keep that dialogue going. And thanks a lot. Appreciate you watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the river.
Overall, it's probably my favorite surf on the river.
Really?
You know, Little Hole, Penobscot, the Sunahunk is great, but it's probably my favorite surf overall. It's a little bit more dynamic, a little more going on. I really like the way that you surf right into it. As a lefty, it's probably the only surf on the river that I actually have any sort of advantage, where I can kind of J-stroke into it a little bit and power the boat into the surf and actually get what I'm looking for to happen. Everywhere else, I feel like I'm fighting behind the wall. Yeah, overall, it's just fun. Yeah, and that's the other great thing about third drop surf is when people fall out of the boat, it's deep water. You know, they're not going to get beat up. You tell them to swim to shore. You know, go to shore, go to shore. It's not that big of a deal. So personally, I have them all get down. As soon as you cross the line that's coming into the surf, have them all get down towards the floor so they don't just immediately fall out, and try to surf your way in there and stuff them in there deep like, you know?
How much momentum do you think you need to get as you're coming up the eddy line to really stick it?
So as I'm working around the toilet bowl, I try to start from the back of the toilet bowl as much as I can so that I can work my way right up the eddy line tight to the shore. And right as I'm coming up, so I usually have them paddling most of the time, but right as I'm coming up to where I start to break into the actual currents, where I usually have them stop so I don't stuff the nose. As soon as you stuff the nose, it wants to come right out. But I try to just stay right behind that line, let it surf its way right over and in. And as I start to actually catch the hole, a couple of little quick forward strokes from myself, and wham, I'm in. Golden.
How do you hold that angle? It seems like when I've tried it, that the boat opens, it's really hard to hold that angle going into that.
I don't know. I think that might be the beauty of the airboats and that water keel. And they really, as soon as you start to get in there, and you can hold that 11 o'clock angle just a little bit, as I start to break through, it wants to whip a little bit, and I give it more of a forward stroke really than a draw. But it's kind of a mixture between. I'm kind of drawn out at an angle. And it really, for me, it helps to just stuff that nose right in, keep it to come around, and then once I actually catch, just kind of start laying on the pry and get it to come in sideways and stick.
So pin it right up against that rock.
Yep, that rock that's right there out in the center, kind of put the nose up against that for a second and start kind of bow tapping, stern tapping, bow turn, and then kind of stick it in there, see if you can get it to spin around, do some spinny shit. That's always fun.
When you, I know I've done this with you before, and you've had people not necessarily get down, but just off-weight the tubes and get inside.
Yeah.
So is there sometimes you actually get people right down the bottom, or do you just weight them inside off the tubes, or what goes into that thought
For the
process?
most part, like, that was kind of trial and error for me. Like, in the beginning of trying to learn how to surf that hole, I'd have everybody sitting on the outside of the boat, and we'd come in and I'd lose people. I'd lose one or two as soon as it got the first kick, and people would fall out, or the raft would just flip over violently and it would be game over. So I kind of had them start getting down towards the middle of the boat, put the weight on the floor, and that seemed to kind of eliminate some of the immediate flip over. People still are going to fall out. That's kind of the beauty of that surf, but it made it a little bit easier to kind of control, keeping the weight in the middle of the raft. It can steer around a little bit. It had a lot easier time getting the raft to spin in that surf and get 360s to happen. So overall made it a little easier in general on me and everybody else.
And what's your guest response usually when they finish up that surf? Because it's right where you take out anyway. So
yeah, we're pretty much 9 times out of 10 we're taking out there, except for on big weekends. So when we get a rockin' surf in there, and you can surf your way right back out of it and have a great time, catch the eddy, especially if you can go right back into the toilet bowl and do it again. Like, people are on such an elevated high going into lunch that they are just so ready to go to the falls and just get trashed again. They're stoked.